Overton to, we'll be going west. We'll be going to the edge of Las Vegas, or about as close as I can get with the altitude restrictions that are in place around the big airport. But first, we're heading west from Overton. We're right over the Moapa Valley, and you may recognize we're coming up on the Logandale Trails area. The Valley of Fire State Park is actually towards the upper left, but the Logandale Trails are the red area. I don't know if they're considered part of a Valley of Fire or not, but it's an interesting valley, and there are roads that are pretty good. You could drive a four-wheel drive all the way through that red area and along the what I call the Shark's Tooth formations in the back of it, a little bit past it. And there was some turbulence, and also you don't see it quite yet, but at certain power settings and airspeeds, I'm still getting some vibration in the camera, which I'm working on eliminating. But you'll see some vibration. It makes the image look kind of wavy at times. And those roads down there are part of the Logandale Trails. This was during the week, I think. Otherwise, you'd see a lot more cars going up and down the road or parked there. Just going towards the lower right, there is a little parking area for campers and so on, and I see some people down there. Now, just beyond these, a little bit northwest, which is where we'll be going, is a vast flat area that leads to Las Vegas. And I've leveled out, and the airspeed is increased, and you can start to see some waviness in the image. I have to work on damping that vibration. The Muddy Mountains are towards the upper left. And coming in from the upper right is what I call the stadium. It's a natural depression that looks kind of like it's all set to be a big stadium if you just put in seats and a playing field at the bottom. That's right now near the top center of the screen. I am having a little problem getting the narration synchronized with the video itself, so it may be a few seconds off either way on the things I'm calling out. More shark's teeth down by the lower left. And the Logandale Trails are on the left side right now. We're looking towards the Valley of Fire, coming up towards the top center. Lake Mead towards the upper left. It's a little blue streak, and of course the Gold Butte Mountains behind that. And coming towards the top center right now, you see some darker patches. Those are solar energy plants, and those are the photoelectric ones, solar cells. We'll be flying closer in a minute. And I can see some white puffy clouds up ahead. As we get over those later on, or underneath them, there will be some more turbulence. They're thermal type clouds. They're forming through updrafts from solar heating of the higher ground. It usually starts at the higher ground. I haven't driven that trail that's going in the center of the screen up and down, although it looks like it would be drivable. And again, near the top center, those rectangular black patches are the solar plant. We'll skip some of the flat area shortly, I think. There we are. That's Interstate 15 heading towards Las Vegas, a double lane black stripe. Actually, we can see some traffic on it. And that is a solar energy plant, which basically they exist because they are selling the solar produced electricity to the state of California utilities at a very high price. And the reason they can do that is the California utilities are required to buy a certain percentage, like 20% of their energy or electricity from renewable unquote sources. And the solar energy costs on the order of at least 5 times what conventional power plants like nuclear or natural gas would cost. But they have a legal requirement to buy the high price stuff at the high price. There's Interstate 15 towards the center. It looks like a railroad track. Also, we're coming up now a little further along the line. That's a dry lake on the way to Las Vegas. Up ahead is I think another alternate energy plant, which is either solar. I think it's the solar collector type. And again, I think they're selling the electricity to California. You may notice that streak going up and down with the little lighter patches evenly spaced. That is a power line, and it looks like the power poles are spaced on those lighter squares, but the access road is off to the side a bit. That's the streak that joins them. Looks almost like a string of flags. That's quite common out here. You can see another one off to the left of it a little bit. Apparently they wanted their access road to be off to the side so it wasn't directly underneath the power line, which I suppose makes sense. If the power lines fall down, you still can use the access road. Now we still haven't come up to the Las Vegas Valley, which is just behind that whole line of small mountains in the top center. Again, on the left side, it's some kind of solar energy plant, I think. Some people said there's also a geothermal plant which uses heat from down in the earth, which is a little worrying because there must be some volcanic stuff or hot rocks down there if they're getting energy out. might notice near the upper right, there are some white tops on the mountains. That would be Mount Charleston, and there is quite a bit of snow on it right now. I've heard they sometimes do snow skiing up there. In the winter, I don't know if they have enough snow right now for that. And that Mount Charleston is actually past the Las Vegas Valley. It's on the west side of the valley, to the west of the city, or actually a little northwest probably. The double lane road that we're going over, I don't think is Interstate 15. That's off to the left. This one is going to the north or the northeast, and it converts to 2-lane very shortly. I don't know the number of the highway. The buildings in the lower right, could be the geothermal plant, but I'm not sure. Now, right very near the top center, a little bit to the left right now, there's a lighter street just below the dark horizon, and I believe that is the runway for Nellis Air Force Base. They have essentially one runway, but they do their fighter training, a lot of it out of that Nellis. And again, we're very restricted on where we can fly. I can't fly any higher than this right here, and as we get closer I'll have to turn away a little because their main airport is very restricted for the terminal control area. And now just over the mountains that we're coming up on is the city of Las Vegas, and it's in the Las Vegas Valley, a shallow, broad valley. And again, Mount Charleston, you can see the upper right corner right now. And Nellis Air Force Base is a runway going kind of, we're flying in the same direction as the runway. It's in towards the upper left right now. Sorry, I can't get any closer to get a better view. And the city of Las Vegas is more or less straight ahead. This is a very wide-angle camera, so we don't get a very close view of any buildings or anything else. Given the limits of where we can fly, I can't get any closer about than this. Yeah, heading towards the upper left corner, I believe, are the tall buildings and casinos at Las Vegas. going to go along the north, fly along the north edge of the city for a little bit. One interesting feature up ahead that we can fly over is a very large shooting range. Again, right now, top center would be the Mount Charleston. Now that valley you see, that's before Mount Charleston, that's going up towards the upper right, is a very broad valley. It heads up to Tonopah and maybe up to Reno, if I remember right. It's a little hard to see right now, but right in the top center, the little lighter area, the green slope, and that is the shooting range. It looks like they have trap shooting and long-range rifle. And, probably there's an archery range also. Now, city of Las Vegas and the Las Vegas Valley is off to the left side right now. Past the shooting range, you can see that broad valley that's going to the north, basically. That is heading towards Area 51 and a nuclear testing range. Have a little better view now of Mount Charleston, top center. And I think we're making a full turn here behind the shooting range to the city of Las Vegas. And there are some tall buildings at the top center, but they're very hard to see. On the way back, we'll go over some of the more interesting rock formations. And once again, we got over the high ground, we have some cumulus clouds, actually fair weather cumulus clouds forming, and they're typically marking the top of thermal updrafts. And the high ground tends to get warmer faster than the low ground, and during the day that thermals tend to form first over the high ground. Las Vegas is off to the right side. Nellis Air Force Base is off to the right. Looks like a lot of green in that wash of the valley up ahead. That's unusual. Again, this winter we've had a lot of rain, unusually high amounts of rain, and even had snow in Las Vegas, light snow for a couple of times. A little more turbulence right here. It's very likely thermal turbulence from the higher ground. the white area, and near the top of the screen on the ground, and a little bit to the right center, is that dry lake that we flew over a little earlier. We're looking to the east, or a little bit southeast, basically heading back towards Overton. And typically we have a few mountains, and right on each side of it will be a large flat area. We just crossed over one flat area, and up ahead is another broad flat area. And it's still a little bumpy here. In a sailplane, that would be good news, because the bumps indicate that there's some thermals going up that you could use for lift. And I think we'll jump ahead shortly to the more interesting rocks up ahead. This is the dry lake that we flew over earlier is on the right side of the screen. There's another kind of a broad valley with that road that you see on the left side heading north or northeast. It's probably going heading in towards Area 51, maybe towards the Alamo, Nevada area. And it looks like we're just about keeping up with the northbound traffic. The airplane actually could fly maybe 15 miles an hour faster than what we're flying, but I've got the power cut back, mainly to try and reduce the vibration in the camera. And also it's quieter and a little more relaxing. I see another power line near the center of the screen. Again, it's got the white, lighter rectangular areas with the road connecting them at roughly even spacings. Overton would be off to the right. And we're heading east or a little bit northeast. Probably a little more bumpy as we go over the higher ground. And it looks like once we cross these little mountains, there's another broad, flat area leading towards Overton. These mountains are only about the tops, maybe 5,000 feet or less above sea level. Oh, we saw some interesting color there. Turn to try and get those colorful rocks again. Okay, we've gone a little bit further towards Overton, and there is the Muddy River, I believe it's going from left to right and towards the center of the screen. And there's small villages, a couple of them, maybe the village of Moapa, something like that. And they're in the green area. Of course, they're built right along the Muddy River, which again, that river doesn't have a lot of water in it, but it's apparently enough for some green fields to support a little civilization. This Muddy River will be going from here down off to the upper right and heading to Oakendale and Overton and the rest of the Moapa Valley. believe straight ahead of the Mormon Mountains, and off on the upper right would be Virgin Mountains. We're making a turn here. You'll see near the upper right corner, coming towards the center of the screen, upper center, some whiter areas. And we'll fly over that. That, I believe, is a coal-fired generating plant which has been shut down. Shut down a year or two ago. That would be the Muddy River heading to the south, going up, and down on the screen. You can see the white areas, which are near the center of the screen, and just to the a little bit up and to the left of that, by a small amount, is the coal-fired plant. It has a smokestack, which of course is being used right now. But those whiter areas are probably where they were burying the ash from their burning of the coal. There's a railroad track going from left to right, just short of that power plant, and of course that's where the coal was brought in by rail. Now the coal-fired plant is heading towards the bottom of the screen. Mainly you can see the smokestack, and I'm not sure if they've demolished, looks like they may have demolished some parts of the buildings and the generators and so on already. Looks like the buildings were there, but they've been taken out. Okay, we're back. Near the left side of the screen is that little lake as a reservoir, which is fed by the Muddy River, I would assume, and it's drinking water for the Moapa Valley. Moapa Valley is towards the upper left. It's the greener area, and we're about to fly over the Logandale Trails. I see the stadium is on the right side of the screen. And can't quite see them, but on either side of the stadium is a tall tower that we're flying about 500 feet above. Valley Fire, top center. Logandale Trails, a little bit short of that. Moapa Valley is the green area near the upper left side. Lake Mead near the top center, little blue streak. The town of Overton is off on the right side. We'll be making a turn shortly towards the airport. I suppose a geologist could explain the formation of both these red sandstone things and then the shark's teeth off on the right side, and maybe even that valley between them might be a rift valley. They separated somehow. And there is quite a bit of green down in between sandstone formation rocks. Again, that is unusual. But we've had a lot of rain, even had some snow up over these for one day. Making our turn towards the town and towards the airport. The airport's a little hard to see, but it's that white streak just about top center right now.